Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I'll start. Good morning, children. I am Padmini Narkar, teacher from Chembur Naka MPA School. Subject English. Today, we are going to start Unit 4.4, My Financial Career by Stephen Leacock. Stephen P.H. Butler Leacock, 30th December 1869 to 28th March 1944, was a Canadian teacher, political scientist, writer, and humorist between the years 1915 and 1925. He was the best known English-speaking humorist in the world. He is known for his light humor along with criticism of people's follies. That means that he tries to show the people their mistake in a humorous way. Okay, so let's begin with the chapter, My Financial Career of your Kumar Bharti, Standard 9, page number 100, the warming up session. Children, have you ever visited a bank or have you, done any activity in a bank? Now, this chapter is related to all the bank activities, and you'll really enjoy this. Now, the warming up first question. When you open a savings account at bank, you need to fill up deposit forms or slips. Observe the following forms and fill up your details. Have you ever filled up such type of form? Have you ever seen this? If you have ever visited your bank or if you have helped your parents in filling this type of form, you will come to know, you must have seen this. Now, the form that has been shown on page number 100, this is the slip that we fill in while depositing cash or while depositing check in the bank. Now, how do we fill this? Now, the first thing that you can see in this slip on page number 100 is the date. You need to mention the date on which you want to deposit that check or the slip. Then the branch, whichever branch you want to deposit this in. Then for the credit of name of the person in whose account you want to deposit that cash or the check. Then the account number. Then if it is a check, you need to fill in the details of drawn on which bank. Now here it is mentioned State Bank of India. Then the branch of which the check you're going to deposit. Here it is mentioned Ghatkopar. Then the check number, the check which you're going to deposit, on the below line, you will see the check number. The first number that appears on the check, that is the check number. Okay. In case if you're going to deposit cash, then you don't have to write in all these details. Then you just have to mention the cash denominations, whether like what is the denomination of the notes, whether it is 2,000 or 500 or 100 or 50 or 20 or 10, accordingly, the amount of cash you need to enter properly. Then you need to write the total in figures and in words. Okay. This is all the information that you need to fill in this payslip. I hope it's clear to all of you. Let's move on. Now, these are the contact details, the address, the telephone number, the mobile number. Okay. Now, the second question, write in your own words. Why does the bank need so many details of its customer? Like looking at the questions, you would be, surprised to know why the bank wants to, wants so many details. But there are some reasons. And what are they? The bank needs so many details of its customer to avoid fraudulent transactions and safeguard their accounts. Banks ask questions to its customers on different matters because they want to know them and their life situation so that they can provide good advice and offer banking services suited to the needs of its customers through Know Your Customer. That is called KYC. You must have heard from your parents that the bank is asking for KYC. So what does this KYC mean? Know Your Customer. Banks get information from customers so that they can support banks against crime and bear their share of social responsibility. And nowadays, you know that all the transactions are going. The bank really has to take a lot of care in order to help their customers so that they are not being cheated by some other people. Let's move on. The second question is, what problems do customers face when they have to make a cash deposit at a bank? Now, if you have ever visited a bank to deposit any cash, what are the problems that you face? Some of the problems that customers have to face when they have to make a cash deposit at a bank are that first thing is there is a long queue. So it consumes a lot of time. Knowledge of filling up the details of a form is a must, which is troublesome for illiterate people. Sometimes the bank server is down and not functioning, which can be a problem in depositing cash. Moreover, many banks will not let you deposit cash into an account which does not bear your name as an account holder. Okay, so these are some of the problems that I have mentioned, which you may face while depositing cash in the bank. Let's move on. What are the latest modern methods of depositing money in your own or somebody else's account? Some of the latest modern methods of depositing money in our own or somebody else's account are the ATM counters, withdraw cash at any automated teller machine, check and pay order, then electronic funds transfers, standing order. These are some of the methods, latest methods. We have, yeah, then even we have the SWIFT, that is international account transfer. If you want to do international transfer, then we have online banking, overdraft banking through apps. Now we have various apps which we can download it on our mobile and we can transfer the money. Now, question number 3, make a word web of at least 12 words related to banking. Now, you in your question paper, when you write your English paper, 80 marks paper, you always get this question for 2 marks. Not the same one. It can be related to any word. Now here, because this chapter is related to banking transactions, something related to finance, they have given the word banking. So some of the words related to banking are as follows: balance, bank statement, borrower, card holder, credit limit, depositor, interest, overdraft, passbook, savings, tele-banking, pay-in slip, withdrawal, etc. Okay, so these are some of the words related to banking. If you get such type of question in your question paper, it would be easy for you to write the answer and you can score 2 marks for this question. Let's move on. Let's begin the chapter, My Financial Career by Stephen Leacock, page number 101 of your Kumar Bharati textbook, Standard 9. Now, if you pay attention, this is a very interesting story, which some of like those who have gone to bank for the first time, they must have faced this problem. I'll just start reading the chapter. You please pay attention. When I go into a bank, I get rattled. The clerks rattle me, the wickets rattle me, the sight of the money rattles me, everything rattles me. That means this person, when he goes to the bank, he is always nervous. Rattles, here it means that that person is nervous. Anything that he sees in the bank, he gets nervous. The moment I cross the threshold of a bank, I am a hesitating J. If I attempt to transact business there, I become an irresponsible idiot. Okay, that means because he is nervous, whatever work he tries to do over there, like at the time at the entry, the threshold is the doorstep of the bank. Okay, what happens is he attempts some mistake. He's prompt to do something rubbish. He's an irresponsible idiot. That means he's good for nothing. I knew this beforehand, but my salary had been raised to $50 a month, and I felt that the bank was the only place for it. Now, well, the thing was that his salary was raised by $50, and he had to go to the bank for some reason. So I shambled in and looked timidly around at the clerks. I had an idea that a person about to open an account must needs consult the manager. Now, what he thought that because he wants to open an account so that he can deposit his extra money in that, he has to meet the manager. He needs to consult the manager. Maybe he thought that the manager would guide him something. I went up to a wicked marked accountant. The accountant was a tall, cool devil. The very sight of him rattled me. My voice was sepulchral. Now here, wicket means the barrier, or whenever you go to the bank, on the window it has been written like what is the designation of the person. So he went to the counter where it was written accountant. But as he has already said that as soon as he entered the bank, he was nervous and he hated all the things that were there in the bank. He found that person like a devil, and he was really feeling that very nervous, and his voice had really gone down. Can I see the manager? I said, and added solemnly, alone. I don't know why I said alone. Now he went to that accountant counter and he said he wants to meet the manager, and that too alone. And because he was nervous, he didn't know what he was talking about. Certainly, said the accountant, and fetched him. The manager was a grave, calm man. I held my $56 clutched in a crumpled ball in my pocket. Are you the manager? I said. God knows, I didn't doubt it. Yes, he said. Can I see you? I asked. Alone? I didn't want to say alone again, but without it, the thing seemed self evident. Now, the manager was in front of him, and because he had told in the beginning that he wants to see the manager alone, so the manager came there and he said, okay, fine. The manager looked at me in some alarm. He felt that I had an awful secret to reveal. Now, because this person, he had gone to the bank for the first time, okay, and he had said that he wants to meet the manager alone. Now, the manager was surprised as to why this man wants to meet me alone. Is there something secret that he wants to share with me? Come in here, he said, and led the way to a private room. He turned the key. Now, because this man wanted to meet the manager alone, the manager approached him and took him to a room which was a private room. We are safe from interruption here, he said. Sit down. We both sat down and looked at one another. I found no voice to speak. You are one of Pinkerton's men, I presume, he said. Now, Pinkerton is a detective agency. So what the manager thought, like this person is from a detective agency and he wants to share some secret. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's see what happens next. He had gathered from my mysterious manner that I was a detective. I knew what he was thinking, and it made me worse. Now, the thing was that this person had gone to the bank for the first time, and by mistake, he said that he wants to meet the manager alone. And here the manager is thinking that this person is from a detective agency and he wants to share some secret. No, not from Pinkerton's, I said, seemingly to imply that I came from a rival agency. To tell the truth, I went on as if I had been prompted to lie about it. I am not a detective at all. I have come to open an account. I intend to keep all my money in this bank. Now, this person made clear to the manager that he is not from any detective agency, or not even from a rival detective agency, but he had come here to open an account and he wants to keep the money in this bank. The manager looked relieved, but still serious. He concluded, Now that I was a son of Baron Rothschild or a young Gaud. Now, this name is of a rich person, like how over here in India we say like you're a son of of a big millionaire like Ambani or someone. Okay, so here this person, this bank manager thought that maybe this boy who has come to the bank, this man, maybe he's a rich person. A large account, I suppose, he said. Now, because he insisted on meeting the manager alone, that also in a private room, this bank manager thought कि maybe he's a rich person, like a person very rich in their country, and it's a big amount that he wants to deposit to open an account. Fairly large, I whispered. I propose to deposit $56 now and $50 a month regular. Now, what was the amount he said that he wants to deposit? $56 right now, and every month it would be $50 that he would deposit regularly. The manager got up and opened the door. He called to the accountant. Mr. Montgomery, he said, unkindly loud, this gentleman is opening an account. He will deposit $56. Good morning. I rose. Now, $56 means an approximate amount of around 4,000 or something. And now what this manager thought, that this man, he has come to the bank, he wants to speak to the manager in a private room, and the amount that he wants to deposit is just 4,000, that he wants to just start the account. Okay, then why does this man want to meet me for this? So then he called the accountant and he said, please talk to this man, he wants to open an account. A big iron door stood open at the side of the room. Good morning, I said, and stepped into the safe. Come out, said the manager coldly and showed me the other way. I went up to the accountant's wicket and poked the ball of money at him with a quick, convulsive movement, as if I were doing a conjuring trick. Now, for this boy or this person who wanted to open a bank account, for him this amount was a big amount, according to him. So now, as the manager guided him to the accountant took him to a place, and then this person showed him the money over there. My face was ghastly pale. Here, I said, deposit it. The tone of the word seemed to mean, let us do this painful thing while the fit is on us. He took the money and gave it to another clerk. He made me write the sum on a slip and sign my name in a book. I no longer knew what I was doing. The bank swam before my eyes. Now, actually, what happened was this person was really very nervous and he was not knowing what was happening, like what form to fill, whom to speak to, and all these things. Is it deposited? I asked in a hollow, vibrating voice. It is, said the accountant. Then I want to draw a check. Now, just imagine this man has just deposited, he has just opened a new account and he has deposited his money in that account. Okay. And that amount was nearly 4,000, like that is $56, 56 US dollars. And now, as soon as he has opened the account, now he says, I want to withdraw it. Now, just imagine what will be the situation. Page number 103. My idea was to draw out $6 of it for present use. Now, what happened was this boy or this man, he had deposited his full salary, that was $56. And actually, because he was nervous, he wants to withdraw $6 from that. Okay. So someone gave me a checkbook through a wicket, and someone else began telling me how to write it out. The people in the bank had the impression that I was an invalid millionaire. I wrote something on the check and thrust it at the clerk. He looked at it. Now, looking at this situation and how this man was nervous, the people, working in the bank thought that this person, he has actually no knowledge about what he's doing and where he has come and all these things. What? Are you drawing it all out again? He asked in surprise. Then I realized that I had written 56 instead of 6. I was too far gone to reason now. I had a feeling that it was impossible to explain the thing. All the clerks had stopped writing to look at me. Now just imagine, he opened a new account in the bank with $56 just few minutes ago, And now he is withdrawing the same amount by writing a check, and imagine the situation that time, how it must have been. All the people looking at him, the clerks, they actually stopped working and they were looking at his face. Reckless with misery, I made a plunge. Yes, the whole thing. Now, actually, he realized that he has made a mistake. Like instead of writing $6 to withdraw, he had written 56. But now he didn't want to show that he had made a mistake. So he said, yes, the whole thing. You withdraw your money from the bank, every cent of it. Are you not going to deposit any more? Said the clerk, astonished. Now, the clerk who was helping him out, he is asking him, like, you have just deposited this money and you're moving all the money out. Is this what you want to do? Never. An idiot hope struck me that they might think something had insulted me while I was writing the check, and that I had changed my mind. I made a wretched attempt to look like a man with a fearfully quick temper. Now, this person who's actually really very nervous, now he's trying to show like he's a very strict man and he knows what he's doing and all these things. The clerk prepared to pay the money. Now, see, it was his money. If you have deposited, if you have an account in your bank, it is your wish whether you want to withdraw the full amount or whether you want to, the amount that you want to withdraw. Okay, it is all up to you. So now the clerk had nothing. Actually, the clerk, he thought first that maybe this man had made mistake. But now this man is showing that no, he knows what he is doing. Okay, so he is aware that he is withdrawing all the amount. So now what the clerk can do? The clerk prepared to pay the money. How will you have it? He said. What? How will you have it? Now here, what does he mean? That the money that you want, like, do you want it in a change form? Like, for example, if you go to the bank to withdraw money, they will ask you in what denominations, whether you want 2000 rupees note, whether you want 500 rupees note, or whether you want 200 rupees note. So that's what the clerk wanted to know. Oh, I caught his meaning and answered without even trying to think in 50s. He gave me a $50 bill and the six, he asked dryly. In sixes, I said. Now, what he said, actually the amount was 56. Okay. So he said in 50s. So 50s means he'll just get one note. And what about the remaining six? So he said in sixes. He gave it to me and I rushed out. Like as soon as he received his money, he rushed out of the bank. He went out of the bank. Because what happened is he realized that he just came to the bank, he opened a new account, then he withdrew the whole amount. He withdrew the whole amount. And now all the other people are really bugged at him. They are angry at him. So he didn't want to, face that situation. As the big doors swung behind me, I caught the echo of a roar of laughter that went up to the ceiling of the bank. Now, all the people in the bank, whoever observed him, whoever came, who had helped him, they all started laughing inside. Since then, I bank no more. I keep my money in cash in my trousers pocket and my savings in silver dollars in a sack. Now, from this experience, this person, he never goes to the bank, because he knows that he is very nervous to visit a bank and do any transactions over there. And he keeps his whatever money is there in his trousers pocket. So this was a situation that this person had faced in the bank. Okay. So now let's move on to the English workshop, page number 104. Now the intent question, what makes a narrator nervous at a bank? The clerks, the wickets, the sight of the money rattles the writer. In short, everything in a bank makes the narrator nervous. Now these are the inside questions which are there along with the chapter. What word should he have avoided in his request to see the manager? In his request to see the manager, the writer should have avoided the word alone. Why was the manager alarmed? The manager was alarmed because the writer told him that he wanted to meet him alone. He thought that the writer had an awful secret to reveal. Who did he think was his visitor? The manager thought that his visitor was one of Pinkerton's men. We have already discussed this while doing the chapter, while reading the chapter. Okay, Pinkerton is a detective agency. What procedure did the author have to follow to open the account? To open the account, the writer had to meet the accountant, write the sum on a slip, and sign his name in a book. What error did the author make in the check? Did he correct it? Instead of writing the amount as only $6, the writer made a very silly error of writing it as $56 in the check, and later he did not even correct it. Why did the author pretend to appear like a bad-tempered man? To hide his foolish mistake, the narrator pretended that somebody had insulted him in the bank, and he attempted to look like a man with a fearfully bad temper. What decision has the author taken after the episode at the bank? After the episode at the bank, the author decided to keep his money in cash in his trousers pocket and his savings in silver dollars in a socks. Okay. Is the author's last decision wise? Do you think he should do that? No. According to me, the author's last decision is not wise enough. This behavior of the writer simply shows that he is not confident in banking, which is absolutely fine. We can't know everything in the world, but it is absolutely wrong if we do not improve on it. He should learn the banking system properly and continue visiting banks. He should have learned to overcome his fear of banks. Like if he had made a mistake, he should have corrected it. That was the only thing. It was not necessary for him to just, try to hide his mistake and show that he knows everything. If you don't know something, you can ask. Okay. Now let's move on to the English workshop. Find from the lesson the antonyms of the following. Antonyms means opposites. Okay, so the antonym for afterwards is beforehand. Now here they have written that you have to find these antonyms from the lesson. Next is spending. The antonym is earning. Withdraw, deposit. Confidently, timidly. Careful, hesitating. Cheerful, sepulchral. Question number 2, fill in the blanks choosing the appropriate words or idioms from the lesson. The dash solved the mysterious crime. The answer will be detective. In the examination, I did not know the answer, so I dash. So I became a hesitating J. He was dizzy and he dashed into the room. He was dizzy and he shambled into the room. While arguing with his elders, he had dash. While arguing with his elders, he had made a wretched attempt to look into a man with a fearfully quick temper. The sight of a snake dashed. The sight of a snake rattled him. As soon as I dash off my home, I greet my family. As soon as I cross the threshold of my home, I greet my family. Let's move on. Using the following points, frame a character sketch of the narrator. Support each character trait with instances from the lesson. The first one is diffident and timid. The writer's salary had been raised to $56 a month, and the bank was the only safe place for it. But he got diffident and timid to speak to the staff in that bank. Unusual behavior. When the narrator caught the sight of the accountant, his voice went sepulchral. He asked for the manager and added solemnly, alone. That was an unusual behavior of the writer. Ignorant about banking, the writer says the moment he crosses the threshold of a bank, he becomes a hesitating J. And if he had to transact business there, he becomes an irresponsible idiot. Nervous and careless. He gets nervous on receiving the checkbook to enter the amount to be withdrawn. The writer goes careless when he enters $56 in the check instead of just 6. Economical. The writer's attitude gets economical when he decides to keep his money in cash in his trousers pocket and his savings in silver dollars in a sock. So these were the character sketch, the different points of the narrator. Okay, let's move on. Rewrite the following in indirect speech. Now, this is very important from exam point of view. They have given here the questions in direct speech. And as you all know, direct speech is when you talk directly, and indirectly is when you talk to a third person. So can I see the manager? I said, certainly, said the accountant. Now the indirect speeches, I asked whether I could see the manager, and the accountant replied in the affirmative. That is in positive way. Good morning, I said, and stepped into the safe. Come out, said the manager coldly. The manager ordered me coldly to go out. Children, remember, in indirect speech, you don't have to put the inverted commas, okay? The words seem to mean, let us do this painful thing while the fit is on us. The words seemed to mean that we should do that painful thing while the fit was on us. What? Are you drawing it all again? He asked in surprise. Yes, the whole thing, I said. He exclaimed in surprise and asked whether I was drawing it all out again. I replied in the affirmative that I would draw the whole thing. Rewrite the following in indirect speech. Now, E1, how will you have it? He said, in 50s, I said. He asked how I would have it, and I replied that I would have it in 50s. Now, this was the indirect speech. Okay. Now, question number 5. Read the statement, write your views first and counter view later in 2 separate passages. The topic that has been given here is online net banking is better than going personally to the bank for transactions. Now, in your writing skills, you have this to write views or counter view. Any one thing can be asked. Now, to write the views means you have to write the points that you are in favor of. And counter view means the disadvantages or you are not in favor of that. Okay. So now let's move on. Now, first we will write the views. Online banking provides plenty of benefits. Now, see your children, the topic is online net banking is better than going personally to the bank for the transactions. So your views will be in favor of that. So you have to write all the points that are in favor of online banking. It is easier for customers to check their accounts, pay their bills, and move money from one account to the other. There are many perks of online banking. Like, as you know, you get some reward points if you do online banking. With internet connection, banks are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Now, if you go physically to the bank, there are some timings of the bank. Okay, then there are bank holidays on which the bank will be closed. But online banking, it is open for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Okay. Updating and maintaining a direct account is also easier. It takes minutes to change your mailing address, other additional checks, and look for current and interest rates. Now, for online banking, it is really very easier to operate and it saves really a lot of time. And you can do things very fast. Imagine if you're going to the bank physically, You need to, travel and go to that particular place. You need to spend a lot of time over there. Okay. Online banking, you can operate it from anywhere, wherever you have internet service. Another advantage of online banking is mobility. Mobility means it is very easy, like anywhere. Online banking now includes mobile capabilities. New applications are now continually being created to expand and improve their capability on smartphones and other mobile devices. You can operate your online, you can operate your account at any corner of the world. Only thing is you should have your internet facilities over there. Okay. New applications are now continually being created to expand and improve this capability on smartphones and other mobile devices. Next amazing feature of online banking is smooth transfers. Like if you want to transfer money to any part of the world, to any person, if you have their bank details, you can transfer it very quickly. Next amazing feature of online banking is smooth transfers. Accounts can be automatically funded from a traditional bank account. It helps to transfer the money immediately and accurately. Online banking is less time consuming. Also, it is considered to be a safe and secure method, and you have permanent access to the bank. Okay, so these were the views of online banking. Now let's move to the counter view, that are the disadvantages. But now, as this is a techno-savvy world, mostly all people prefer online banking. Only the people who do not have any knowledge about internet or about their mobiles, the people who are not educated about this, they prefer the offline banking, that is going to the bank and doing all the transactions, like how we saw in this chapter today. Now let's see the counter view. One disadvantage of internet banking relates to withdrawing money. While most business accept debit and credit cards, people still like to have cash on them too. Now see here, nowadays all the transactions are going online. But before, people had the habit of having cash money in their wallets. But now, because of online banking, you don't have that money in your pocket, and that's what people are suffering, like they don't have money with them. Hence, you can't withdraw cash over the internet. You still have to visit your bank's physical location or pay service fees by withdrawing money at an ATM that's not associated with your bank. Like if you want cash, you need to go to the ATM location and you have to withdraw it. Like in online banking, you can only transfer amount, but if you want physical cash, you have to visit the bank or you have to visit the ATM. Another disadvantage of online banking is the customer service. Sometimes, when you are online and you don't get proper reply, then you need to visit the bank. So that's another disadvantage. Although online banks have implemented chatting features and other customer service numbers for those with questions and inquiries, it still doesn't compare to the for the customer. For the customer service you'll receive by banking at a physical bank location. Like people prefer to talk to a person actually rather than talking on a phone to the automated recorded caller or the receiver over there. Next drawback of internet banking could be that most banks make sure that their websites are secure, but no bank website is immune from cybercrime and hacking. Now, this is really very dangerous. Like if your account is hacked, and if you share your password or if somebody hacks your account, your full money is gone. So that's really very a big disadvantage. Okay. And nowadays the cyber crime is really increasing. People are hacking accounts and trying to cheat people by withdrawing their money, and especially the old people who don't understand the computer and this internet on all these things. They are very innocent. They share their password. They feel like the person who's talking to them is a genuine person, and they tell him all their problems. And these people are retired people, so they have their pension and all these things in their account. And there are people, who cheat them, and they cheat them for all their money from their account. Hackers target bank websites to swipe account information. Other pitfalls of online banking include difficulty in getting on the internet at certain times of day. Weekday evenings are the most popular. Always, if you are in need of some money and if you want to transfer, and mostly that's the time when the internet service is down or the bank site is not working, then that can create a problem for you. Internet connection is required for net banking. If a bank server is down or internet speed is slow, then online transaction is not possible. As I told you, now, for example, in villages where there is no internet facility, or there is some problem with the connectivity, then you won't be able to do the transaction. One must know the basics of computers and internet in order to use internet banking. Now, there are so many people, you must have come across, even your grandparents or maybe your parents also, who are not aware about all the functions in their Android phone, like how to use it. Mostly they must be taking your help. Nowadays children are more techno savvy than their parents, and they know all the functions in the mobile. Parents only use their phone for incoming and outgoing calls, or maybe some WhatsApp messages, or the simple messages that they operate. But if it comes to using the Android phone to the fullest, the children are the really appropriate people right now. So one must know the basics of computers and internet in order to use internet banking. Further, your account can be misused if your password and PIN ID comes in hands of an unauthorized person. Like if an unauthorized person or a cheater or someone, he comes to know your user ID and your password. Like for example, you are having a app, your bank app on your mobile. Okay, and if this mobile falls in some unauthorized person's hand, like it's not the person who's using, okay, and if that person is a cheater, is a hacker, or or not a good person, what he can do is he can misuse your phone, he can misuse your account, your bank details, and he can cheat you for that. Okay, so that is a really very dangerous drawback. Okay, so we have finished with all these questions. Thank you so much for listening to me so patiently. Now, do you have any doubts? Anyone has any doubts? Yes, Pranav? Any doubts? Yes, ma'am, I'm through.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, can I leave?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
Students, you are having a 10 minutes of break. At 8:55, we'll start our next lecture. Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Hello. Yes, good morning.
Shall we start?
Yes,
Okay.
okay. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with practice set 5.1, question number 3. Question number 3 is solve the following sets of simultaneous equations. First one is x plus y is equal to 4, and second equation is 2x minus 5y is equal to 1. Now we need to eliminate one of the variables. So we'll multiply equation 1 by 5. So here we'll multiply equation 1 by 5. So it